You're not growing up. You're just decaying into a retail worker with a clarinet you never play. We all spent our childhoods laughing at the miserable guy in the brown polo shirt, convinced we were the Spongebobs of our own story, only to hit 25 and realize the laugh track was actually mocking us. This isn't just a meme, it's a psychological transition called the Squidward shift, and it's the inevitable result of navigating a world that demands high output enthusiasm while offering zero intrinsic rewards. When you're a kid, SpongeBob's relentless optimism feels like the default setting of the human soul. But as an adult, you realize that level of energy is actually a clinical symptom of someone who doesn't have bills to pay, or a soul-crushing commute. Squidward is the only character in Bikini Bottom who understands the concept of the social contract. The idea that if I do my job and mind my business, I should be entitled to a baseline level of peace in my own home. But the universe, personified by a yellow sponge and a pink starfish, refuses to honor that contract. Psychologically, Squidward represents the ego caught between the id of Patrick's pure impulse and the superego of Mr. Krabs's relentless capitalistic greed. He is the most human character because he is the only one who experiences anomie, a sociological condition where the society's promised rewards, fame, art, and prestige feel completely unreachable despite his best efforts. You relate to him now because you felt the comparison trap that Squilliam Fancyson triggers. Squilliam is the guy from your high school who actually made it, the one whose success makes your modest life feel like a failure. Squidward's constant, failed attempts at art aren't just a gag, they're a tragic look at sublimation, the psychological defense mechanism where we try to turn our frustration into something beautiful, only to be told by the world that our best isn't good enough. We become Squidward because we stop believing in the magic pencil and start believing in the alarm clock. We realize that the best day ever is actually just a Tuesday where nothing went wrong. If you find yourself staring into the middle distance while a coworker explains their weekend to you, or if the sound of a neighbor's leaf blower feels like a personal assault on your dignity, congratulations. The transformation is complete. You've traded the spatula for the register, and the worst part is, you finally understand why he never smiles. It's not that Squidward is a jerk, it's that he's the only one in the room who's actually paying attention to how exhausting it is to exist. Turn off the TV, go look in the mirror, and ask yourself, how many times have you said, I hate everyone this week? Because that's not a bad mood. That's your Squidward soul finally reaching its final form.